I'm going in early.
Even though I'm on it, I'm gonna get you a view. Even though I'm on it, I'm gonna put it on.
Oh no, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Welcome, people. Got 11 in. Got 11 in. What's up? 20 in. Let's go. How y'all doing? 30. Let's go. I don't know if you heard I'm sure you heard my theme song, right?
I didn't hear it.
Let me
It didn't pop up.
Let me see. I'm about to play it shortly. So, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Whenever you are.
Alright. Is it right here? Hey, when my friends cooked this up in the lab for me. Yeah. We got 189. Let's go. How y'all doing? What's up? I'm messing. What we got? How y'all doing? Yeah. How y'all doing? Welcome back to Will Call. I'm sorry about last week. Some stuff came up, but we back and we live. Got a very special guest. Got a longtime brother of mine, Justin Robert. Big time LSU fan. Love this guy. He knows his stuff, people. So be ready to be educated. So let me see. We're gonna get. I'm so glad to have you, brother. We appreciate you. A lot of credit. I gotta be real. We're gonna give you an applause too. Yes, sir. What's up? You know, we gotta sit you off right. Yes, sir. So how you doing? All right. How you doing, brother? How you doing?
Doing great.
Good. So it's always good.
If you figure out how to play defense, I'll be doing even better.
Hey, listen. I mean, we fast start offensively, but defense. Just not getting off the mat right now.
Put together. They can never put together a full game.
Well, I've said that too. Like I was thinking that. Man, just good defense. Man, we got about 8 left in the half.
Yeah.
Yeah, just but.
We won about 3rd and 2.
Yeah, just but I want to get your thoughts on what's happening in college football this weekend. We didn't get the upsets we wanted, but we got the near upsets. Like we was talking about before the stream, I was sick to my stomach when Michigan won that game.
I was sick to my stomach that Baylor lost that game.
I saw the scramble. Hey, take us through that. Take us through your emotions in that game. I see it on your face.
Zero timeouts on TCU's part. You have 0 timeouts. I think it was under 30 in the game.
Yeah,
maybe under 20. Why are you running it on 3rd and not just stopping the clock? How many times have you seen that work where they clear out in under 14 seconds, they clear out the whole offense and bring out the whole field goal, almost forget the kicker. They had to throw him on the field. A lot of people got exposed today.
You talking about David Randall, I'm like, man, that's tough. That is tough.
The whole top 4 got exposed.
Yeah, It was like it's funny because I was at work. I was watching some of the Michigan Illinois game. Michigan, like Illinois came to play, man. Just defensively, they really were strong. Obviously, Michigan is not, you wouldn't consider like the most explosive offense in college football history, but Blake Corum has been unbelievable this year. Really just taking pressure off the rest of the skill players. But Illinois came to play. I know they were 7-3 coming into the game. Yeah. But just defensively they really impressed me. Like now, granted, that could have been the whole story all season. I haven't seen them much at all.
Yeah, me either.
But they impressed me, especially in the big house. That's Michigan's time slot. They don't play night games at home, so that's their element in the cold in November, late November. So I was impressed, but I was sick though. I'm not gonna lie, because I saw like Illinois was driving, and like they had a missed snap. It was over the quarterback. I was like, Then they had that big punt return from Michigan. I was like, I don't like this. I don't like it.
Then Maryland was only down 36-30.
Right. Yeah.
And I think they ruled it a fumble. But either way, ball never hit the ground. I say it was a pick six. Mm-hmm. Ball straight up while he was throwing it. And then it was pretty much the Harold Perkins thing from last week that ended the game for us.
Right.
Except it was caught. They didn't have to review it for fumble.
Yeah. Almost.
Yeah.
Oh.
A lot of people exposed today.
Yeah, this like we were talking about, Tennessee is just down 11, and South Carolina got the ball at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah.
So like I said, defensively Tennessee's been pretty up subpar pretty much all season. Spencer Rattler has 353 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's 23 of 29.
I think this is what South Carolina thought Beamer ball was gonna be. They had little spurts of it throughout the season.
They've had some strong, they've had some spurts at home. Like they're a different team at home, but
you can never count South Carolina out of these big games. Remember a couple of years ago, I think Georgia was ranked number 1 early in the season, and they went over there and they lost.
Yes. Oh man. Yeah. Just it's going to take a Herculean effort from Hendon Hooker, man. Jalen Hyatt, if he can break out, he has 6 catches for 65 yards, averaging almost 11 yards of reception. And they need him to break out in the worst way. No, and what's interesting, just real quick about Tennessee, I've seen some posts like they were comparing this year's Tennessee team to the LSU 2019 team. Now, like when you look at the basic statistics through like 10 games, they're very comparable.
They're similar. Yeah.
They're very similar. So I mean, it's not, if you're just looking at on a surface level, it's not ridiculous to say, but they're just we were just so much deeper at the receiver spot, and because it's just not the same. They don't have this. Now they got talent, of course, but the only person you hear is Jalen Hyatt, because he has like 15 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah.
So
this is interesting to me.
Yeah.
For the first year, and I don't know how many years, I don't know where the Heisman Trophy is going to end up.
Listen, it's a different person. Like, I've been on the Hendon Hooker train for most of the year. They got the 215. Goodness gracious. Like, I've been on the Hendon Hooker train for most of the year. My top 3 is essentially Hendon Hooker. Blake Corum has been my second guy most of the year. And I wasn't really going with C.J. Stroud early, but I mean, just them being undefeated as well, like Blake Corum, it's just tough to keep them out because arguably the biggest rivalry in history of college football, both 11-0 coming into the last game. It's just you're going to be hard pressed to just not have them at the top of the Heisman race.
Yeah.
And I would probably say Caleb Williams is 4th because statistically he's been great so far. But what are your top 5, top 4 guys right now? I know, just
I don't know.
yeah, just, it's tough.
I can tell you what though. All right, the Heisman Trophy doesn't have to go to an offensive player. It doesn't have to go to a quarterback.
I agree.
Wide receiver. In my opinion, the best player in college football right now is Harold Perkins.
Yeah. I would say this: if he has another monster game or two in the regular season, don't let him cut up against Georgia. Do not let him cut up against Georgia. Then you have to have a real conversation. You know, I've kind of like jokingly said in years past, the greatest Heisman Trophy winner of all time is Charles Woodson because he was the only defensive player to win it. But you know, like I said, like in 2011, you know, I was really happy for Tyrann Mathieu to be a finalist, but I knew realistically he wasn't going to win for two reasons. One, like historically, sophomores don't win. Like Tim Tebow was the first sophomore to win. That was 2007. Johnny Manziel was the first freshman in 2012 to win. So historically, it doesn't go to like underclassmen. And then not to mention he's a defensive player. So it was just you can't be both. Which he was. So really that was one of the greatest teams in the history of the program. So I wasn't really concerned about him winning. You know, we had bigger fish to fry, but you know that's neither here nor there at this point. But
we got too much to play for right now.
Yeah, so it's like I don't like I said, it's the same situation. Like I can care less. Some people were saying, you know, Jaden Daniels had a shot, which is I wasn't really buying too much into that.
I mean, the way everybody was before last week, I would have said, okay, he might have a shot. The way every other quarterback was performing, but you can't have two 86-yard passing games and win the Heisman.
I agree, and I totally agree. He wasn't overwhelmingly dominant statistically. Now he was very efficient. He's great. He's their leading rusher, so I mean that helps his cause in a sense. But I never looked at him this season as a serious front runner. He's more like on the borderline top 10-ish, right? I mean, I would say probably 6 to 9, maybe. If I had to guess, but. Like I said, I'm not really concerned about that.
No, I don't think anybody from LSU is even going to get mentioned.
Yeah, but like I said, Harold Perkins, he'll be like a Bednarik Award winner, just like Buckets Award for sure. So he'll be on the. That's like the only serious contender we have as a national award. But other than that, it's not gonna really materialize. So it's just, which is fine, but. Just some score updates. 42-6. Oh my! I can't believe this.
Speaking of exposed.
Hey, go ahead.
I think we all know where Lane Kiffin's going after the end of the season.
Man, but that was a great point you brought up because you know they probably know, and there was reports that you might know by Sunday, right? By tomorrow.
Have those rumors spread around and then go out there and play like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, especially if he's not diffusing the rumors publicly. Yeah. So it's I don't see that happen. But just so just it's crazy, like 42-6, yeah. So so it's probably just gonna be Auburn. Like, did you have somebody else in mind who would be a better fit for Auburn? Like, I know, many people talk about Deion Sanders, even Cadillac in the last couple of weeks. I feel like
it would be, if Cadillac gets it, it'd be the same kind of situation as it was at LSU. When they hired Edo from, he just got the support of the crowd.
Yeah, and I would say if he doesn't get it, if let's say Lane does end up going there. The ideal scenario, but keep Cadillac on staff in some capacity, because they respond to him so well on the roster. Yeah. Now, many of those guys may not even be there with the transfer portal, granted, but he just I hate to be prisoner of the moment, but I'm sure you saw that post game interview last week. It was just so overwhelming for many people, because what he means to that program, he's one of the greatest running backs I've seen. You know,
you got to keep him on staff.
You got to keep him on staff in some capacity. You got to.
That staff has been the coaching rumors I've heard everywhere from Bo Jackson and Lane Kiffin. One
Right.
that I think many people are forgetting, though, is Hugh Freeze.
Yep, he's been talked about a little bit as well. Yeah.
Especially since he went into Arkansas. They did something that, Ole Miss isn't doing right now.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just it's the thing is like he has now people can talk about what they want with like just the like off the field and stuff, but he has the coaching experience within the conference. Really was successful. He proved that he can recruit. Right, done an unbelievable job at
Yeah.
Liberty with Malik Willis and stuff like that. Like you said, like you just said, beat Arkansas. Just it's a lot to like there.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
the only reason he hasn't been brought up for other coaching jobs over the years is the mess he got into at Ole Miss.
that's the only thing
Yeah.
because he got the guys there. I mean, listen, I mean, it's
That might
about
be
money
the
anyway.
first tackle I've seen Harold Perkins miss all season long.
God, dog. South Carolina scored again. It's 49-31.
Really?
Yes, 49-31. They got 11 minutes left in the game. Yeah, Tennessee's in trouble, man.
Man, if Tennessee don't clean it up, Vandy's gonna go bowling next week.
Oh, they're doing an unbelievable job, man. Just
Uh-huh.
knocked off Kentucky and Florida in back-to-back weeks. They're gonna be probably like I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but like we're gonna have to watch out for them. Not to say they're gonna be like serious contenders, but they're doing a fantastic job.
You have to watch out for them. I hate to say it, but I think the East is making a case for the dominant side of the SEC.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's ridiculous because if Tennessee can get it like the high end quarterback in next year,
Yeah.
they're gonna be right back. Josh Heupel has been an unbelievable job, coach of the year candidate. So of course Georgia's still gonna be Georgia. Can't forget about Kentucky. They had a disappointing end to the season, the second half,
Yeah.
but I feel like Mark Stoops still got that program in a good direction. And of course Vanderbilt. So
You got Vandy that's up and coming, South Carolina.
Yep. Yeah, not. Yeah, just it. Yeah, it's not ridiculous. Now we'll say they're probably going to discontinue the divisions anyway, but
Yeah.
so in the next
I
couple
did
years.
hear that he said that it was going to be just a whole, not necessarily divisions anymore, just basically, I don't know.
Yeah, just like and like you said, it's just not too much word has been said about. I've seen a couple videos in the last couple of days about it.
Yeah.
Just that's the direction. Like, because a lot of people are not really for the conference championships anyway. It's like the actual conference championship game specifically. That's what I said. But just, but I mean, like it just depends on what happens within the divisions each year, which I can understand. I can understand where people are coming from.
I had before Tennessee started to get exposed to that. I had a scenario where we could get 3 SEC teams in there.
So what you got?
Well,
If they were, right.
If Tennessee wasn't, being Tennessee, they win. Everybody wins out except for Georgia because LSU would beat them.
Right.
They have to make it.
Yeah, but that's what I want to hope. Like we got one out, surviving advance.
Yeah, what do you do in that situation? It's okay. Tennessee blew out LSU, but Georgia
blew out Tennessee. Yeah, and you can't keep out the champion, the conference championship. So
especially if they beat the number 1 team.
Craig, what's up? What's up, baby?
Then you got this one beat this one beat this one.
Right.
And how do you? Because you can sure look at it and say Tennessee beat the brakes off LSU at home. But if LSU went over there to Atlanta, which is basically a home game for Georgia,
Yeah.
I mean, I looked at them tickets this week because I thought about going, but I ain't spending $1,000 on nosebleed ticket.
Oh, but and it was funny. Like, I prefer nosebleeds because it's like you can see the play before it happens, and they're cheaper. I mean, as long as you're there, you're there.
It's a little above my pay grade. $1,000.
Hey, like, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Fun.
I don't want to sleep in my car.
Hey, listen, we got priorities. Now I will say, one of my coworkers, he's one of the supervisors in the top, in my job. Like, he's a Georgia fan, so I asked him if he was going to Atlanta. He said he thinking about it. He thinking about it hard. I said, I got you.
Yeah. I'm gonna start doing like the Georgia and Alabama fans though. They first open up at the beginning of the season when they cheat. And I'm gonna buy me about 4 of them.
Hey, listen. Hey, gotta get some Vanderbilts.
Regardless of what happens, then I can. If LSU don't make it, I can sell them.
Right. Yeah, man.
Make about $4,000.
Hey, smart. Look, you gotta play the system. You gotta play the system. I respect that. Absolutely. Well, you know, it is like fascinating. Like, from where the season, I'm just shocked that we're even having this conversation with LSU at this time of the season. Listen, but it shows like what I've been saying for years. Like, Brian Kelly is a great coach. He's not a liked coach. That's the difference. Like, he's not liked, but he's a great coach. He's won everywhere he's went.
Yeah, look, we went from not being able to fill almost the whole team for a bowl game a year ago.
39 scholarship players.
Wide receiver at a quarterback.
Yes.
To winning the West in his first year.
Unbelievable job. Any other year he'd be coach of the year, but you got so many strong candidates this year. It's gonna be hard pressed. Even for this turnaround, unbelievable turn. He's gonna be hard pressed to win.
Yeah.
But
look, I don't know if we win that game against Florida State though. That LSU has this run.
Really?
I don't think so. Because, sure, they would have got a lot of criticism, but I don't think it's been nearly as bad as it was.
Yeah.
The players realized, too, okay, we got to wake up and...
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we had players delete their whole Instagram.
Yeah.
To clean. You know?
Yeah, you're right. Just like, and even in the wins early this season, like, you know, just like they were just shaking. Like, they started very slow. You know, just
the only game I think they started fast and played a complete. I say a complete game. The first string played a complete game was the Southern game.
Right. Yeah. And like just and they was really just supposed to do that. And just yeah.
Did what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Talk about coming to work, being ready for business. You know.
Right. And like, I mean, it's like just you know, just going from start to they really just evolved from start to finish. Now, I will say, like, the 2011 team started off slow offensively in most of their games, but that team was just so dominant, so more experienced. So that's an outlier, but just
that team also had 2 quarterbacks.
Yes.
Remember that controversy with Jordan Jefferson?
Yep.
We had Lee, and then they decided to come back. When Jefferson came back, you know.
Right.
It never got cohesive until the very end.
No.
And then, you know, they stalled at the 50.
Yeah. I would say, like, I was just so hurt that they lost. That was like the biggest, like the most hurtful loss one of my favorite teams ever took. Mm-hmm. But just because I feel like I really wanted them to win the championship for those quarterbacks because both guys had very turbulent careers.
Yeah.
Just like very talented, possessed some ability for both guys, but they were very turbulent throughout the career. So them winning on the championship would have just culminated everything.
Yeah.
But just
how many? We started the freshman year Okay, we were freshmen, so it was way back in the day. But if I remember right, we had one quarterback. I think he ended his career at LSU as a freshman because of concussions.
Andrew Hatch.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Hatch.
think it was he might have been in the 07 team because I remember because I saw it was I was at a relative's house because I was at a relative's because we played Auburn in 08 and and I saw the game. I was at a relative's house watching it and he got knocked out with the concussions.
Yeah, he might have been. I might be wrong on that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But then we had Lee go in. He got knocked out with concussions.
Yeah. Just and you want to say Jordan? We had all three. I think just because
I don't think Jordan started till
he did. Game. No, he didn't. He didn't because Lee was the guy for most of the season, and even that season, I didn't think it was going to end up that bad.
Yeah.
Right. Just but I mean, it is what it is. But
yeah.
Yeah. Just.
I mean, I think they might have scored a touchdown just now.
Who? I'm looking at the scores right now. Yeah, so Arkansas is 42-12 now with 14 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, Tennessee's 49-31 with 10:48 to go.
Right. Let's see. What other one I had up?
24-20 UCLA over USC.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I thought it just had it up.
10.5 to go in the third.
Ooh, goodness gracious.
And
South Carolina just scored
28-10 LSU.
Yeah.
Half. South Carolina just scored again?
Yeah, it's 56-31. Yeah,
I think that one might be over with.
I think so too.
Today is gone. You never know.
Yeah, but I would say I hated to be Tennessee that lost because they've been unbelievable in the SEC. But just that's gonna help us out massively.
Yeah.
Because we're 6, we're essentially just gonna flip spots. I think.
Yeah.
If we keep doing what we're doing tonight.
I don't know. Yeah. Who knows? I was surprised we were number 6 this week.
Yeah. Yeah, just because just everybody staying packed because we had it was Oregon losing last week was a massive help, and it was somebody else because if they would have won, we probably would have been dropped down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because a lot of rankings is just about timing.
Yeah.
That's all it comes down to.
I think it helped. USC also played 1-9.
Yeah.
Who was it? Colorado and did what they were supposed to do.
Because USC, I think they played Friday. It wasn't on. They didn't play on last Saturday. It was a day or two before.
Yeah.
So it was under the radar, so to speak, for me. But yeah, Caleb.
I remember thinking.
Go ahead.
This week. Oh, and North Carolina lost 21-17.
Yep, sure did. That's absolutely.
Yeah, but I saw this week somebody was previewing. A couple of people previewed this week in college football.
Yes.
It's not going to be eventful at all.
That's what I was like. I think I know who you're talking about. I forgot his name because I forgot the name of the show because I saw it on TikTok. I think I know you're talking about
3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
All in a row popped up on my For You page. This week's not going to be nothing special.
It was special, not the special I thought it was going to be because. Listen, 2 of the upsets we needed came down to 4 points. 3 combined points. Oh, I was mad. Oh, we needed that one.
And I mean, they were ugly.
Hey, look. Survive in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, UCLA is up 24-20 at USC, got the ball. Caleb Williams, 299, 21 completions. He has 0 touchdowns, but he has an interception.
Yeah.
So, shaky start so far. Halfway through the third. Man.
Yeah. Man, last week was just... They can say it was the cold and this and that, but I think a lot of them just had a big head from that Alabama.
Yeah, just because and that was just for many pundits that was expected because you beat your arch rival at home Saturday night, Death Valley, national television, fans rushing the field, just and they.
I was one of them.
Hey, how was that by the way?
You what?
How was that by the way?
It was great.
Yeah, man, I can imagine.
Took me back to I think 14 when we played Ole Miss and Bama back to back like that again.
Oh yeah.
And they said we rushed the field for Ole Miss, and then they got on the. We were about to beat Alabama, and they went on that. Put on the jumbotron, and if we win, do not storm the field. And as soon as they said that, Alabama scored a touchdown.
Yeah, I was because
about today too.
Yeah, I was at the Ole Miss game. I was up top. I was in the booth for work.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was just that was like the third game I did because I did the Sam Houston State game, the Mississippi State, and Ole Miss game.
Yeah,
but it was like
going down with Josh.
Yeah, our guy.
Yeah.
It was just yeah, because that game I was real nervous about. No, I take that back. I'm sorry. I went to the Kentucky game. I didn't go to Ole Miss. I think I was at home. I think, yeah. Yeah, I was
trying to get you a ticket.
Yeah.
And to convince you to come.
Yeah, like I would have wanted to. We still got to go out to our baseball, brother. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I go out to our baseball, man. Those were fun times, brother. Oh my God.
It's gonna be very interesting to see.
Yeah.
What happens because from the stats I've seen from just the fall, they've got a lot of talent, a lot of stars, but I don't think there's enough room on the field for them. There's only room for 11. I think we had a freshman last weekend against who was it? Nice? Or it was not last weekend. They went to Lafayette last week, and the weekend before that, 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Through 99.7.
Yeah, so we got 28-10 at halftime. Pretty strong second quarter.
Yeah. They're turning a lot up.
Yeah, Sunday, 56 points, dog. Look, I don't know what they're gonna do with that defense coordinator. Oh man.
Scrapping. But also, ever since Tennessee's played Georgia, it's like teams finally look at film and say, "Oh, we can do that. We can play man and cover everybody up, and
Yeah, it's a nice concept.
Yeah, I think Hooker got hurt.
Oh, really?
Hooker got hurt, maybe.
You see? Yeah. Oh well, yeah. Well, they got Joe.
Fourth,
yeah.
Ooh, I tell you what he did. He messed up his knee.
Oh, good gosh.
I don't know if he went back in or not, but from when they just showed the replay, it looked like he tried to fake a pitch.
Mm-hmm.
He stuck that leg in the ground and his knee kind of buckled.
Ugh. Did he stay there for a while? I don't know if they...
I don't know. They didn't show it. I just saw him laying on the ground.
Now, what's it? Yeah. Yeah, they got a guy, Joe Milton III. He's 2 for 4. Yeah, he's in right now. Yeah, so...
He's in right now?
Yeah, so either way, they're going to lose this game. That's just a tough way to... That's a tough way to end the season with their aspiration.
27-24.
Okay, tough. Come on,
yeah.
UCLA. But I will say, Tennessee gonna kiss their playoff hopes goodbye because they're gonna be 9-2 without a conference championship appearance. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to overcome. That's why this week was so big because if Ohio State, Michigan, TCU would have lost, you could justify it more because we at least have the better scheduling in the SEC.
Yeah.
But that's not gonna happen.
I think somebody put up total points scored from opponents,
Mm-hmm.
and I think LSU was second, only behind Georgia.
Yeah. Oh, yep. I saw that. Yep. Because Michigan was way lower, and like I said all season, like they playing nobody. I said like early in the season they playing nobody.
Yeah.
Now to their credit, they've been consistent. They doing what they're supposed to do. Same with Ohio State, but we're gonna see next week. Who you got in that game?
I got Michigan.
Me too. I'm leaning Michigan. Yeah, I like their defense.
I like Michigan. I like their defense. I just think they have a better overall team than Ohio State.
I agree. If they could just continue to keep Blake Corum going, they just keep CJ Stroud on the sideline. That's going to be major.
There's a few teams I think just get by with biased every year.
Right.
And it's Clemson
Mm-hmm.
and Ohio State are the top two culprits.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It wouldn't surprise me if by the end of this season, when the dust settles, if somebody's not trying to make a case for Clemson to be in the playoff.
Right.
After getting blown out by Notre Dame, who nobody cared about until they blew out Clemson.
Now, speaking of the Irish, like Marcus Freeman done an excellent job in the second half of the year. I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
It was ugly. It was ugly.
Ooh.
Oh, it was ugly at the start.
And we know ugly. We've been watching it for the past 2 seasons.
Man, like I'm interested to see how he's going to do at Notre Dame. I feel like Notre Dame just they can't get out their own way. They don't get out their own way with like the recruiting hurdles, with the academics. It's just like, but they say like, oh, Brian Kelly wasn't the guy.
It would be him.
What happened?
Said if anybody could turn that around and win in this, what's coming next with the 12 teams, I think it would be him.
Yeah, he got a lot of energy. I mean, solid defensive coordinator. Yeah,
he's everywhere.
Yeah, so but it's like, I mean, I feel like they didn't appreciate Brian Kelly enough, but then again, like and I think they're going to regret it, not giving him his resources, but like I said, they don't get out of their own way, and that's why he came to LSU, and like there's a lot of Irish fans are bitter about it. I said, listen, you haven't won a championship in 35 years. Brian Kelly was the only one that took you to a championship game in that span.
Yeah, and multiple playoffs.
Yes, and like Charlie Weiss had Brady Quinn and Jeff Samardzija, like the two most decorated statistically players in history of the program, and he couldn't do it with them.
Yeah.
But Brian Kelly didn't have that type of caliber player at Notre Dame, so there you go. He's a great coach. People can say what they want. He's a great coach, man.
He's a great coach. It's just, I think he tried to do a little too much to begin with. Here,
yeah. I mean, just feeding too much into that nonsense with people. I was like, listen, I don't care. Like, people say, oh, he's not a cultural fit. They said the same thing about Nick Saban.
You know what's a culture?
What? Bingo. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah. I mean, they said the same thing about Saban, and I'm sure they said the same thing about Les Miles.
Yeah, listen, it comes down to, like, are you productive? Are you producing routinely at a high level? Like, that's what it boils down to. And he's done that at the D2 level, 1 and 2 national championships. Did it at Central Michigan. Did it at Cincinnati. Did it at Notre Dame. He's doing it at LSU in year 1. He's a common denominator. Period.
And everybody likes to talk about culture around LSU.
Yep.
When did Saban start? 2000?
2000, yes, sir.
Since 2000, LSU has not had a coach except for Edo that didn't come from somewhere up north.
Absolutely. Said the same thing, yes. I think he's from, like, West Virginia, I think. Yeah, just, like...
Didn't Miles come from Michigan or something?
Yeah, he went to Michigan. I know for
Oh, he went to
sure. Yeah, I
Michigan.
know
Yeah.
as a player, yes. I think he played for both Shambeck. I think. Don't quote me on that. I think he played for both. But yeah, I know
Yeah.
he went to Michigan. He's a lineman at Michigan. Yeah, but
Speaking of another team that got exposed, that I think was only in there because they beat the brakes off of Tulane last week. UCF just got beat by Navy.
So they had no passing yards. They had
Got
no
beat by Navy.
passing.
This weekend is just a weekend of who wants to be exposed more.
Cause I think Navy runs that triple option. Like I mean,
Yeah.
you're not like Georgia Tech for years. It's like you don't have to worry about a passing game.
Yeah.
So
And look, I don't know if it's so much exposure, but Navy was a play or two away from beating Notre Dame last week.
yeah, I said that.
Yeah.
Listen, oh
But
son,
that catch that receiver made for Notre Dame was just amazing.
oh my goodness, that was insane.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable. Son, Spencer Rattler got 378 and 5 touchdowns. He's 27 of 34. They got I don't got the game cast. Let me see. They got a 25-point lead and the ball.
Not much time left.
5 minutes left in the game. This game over.
That game over.
Yeah, Arkansas is up 42-20. 8 minutes to go in the game. Let's see who's got the ball.
Who started at quarterback for Arkansas?
KJ Jefferson. So we got lucky.
Yeah.
We got lucky because the offense
But
wasn't
they
there.
started that second kid they had in there.
Yeah, just yeah.
Looking at a different game.
Yeah, KJ's 17 and 22 for 168 yards and 3 scores, 3 touchdowns through the air. But this is like Raheem Sanders 19 carries for 230 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's where it is right there.
Man, I just saw Texas beat the brakes off of Kansas.
Man.
Why couldn't they do that last weekend?
And like it was what's funny was that like people just assumed that Texas was just going to just take care of business. I was like, because they had like they were the odds-on favorite according to Vegas, but like it's just I'm like TCU that was like the most impressive win last week to me was TCU going to Texas. Just defensively they were just put on the clinic, and I was mad. I was like, this Texas is not showing up offensively. But TCU they came to play.
Who you got, Utah or Oregon?
I don't know. I think I might go with Utah. Honestly, Oregon disappointed last week. I think they kind of gave them away last week because me and my dad we was watching it because we wanted Washington to win.
Same here. I think I called it. I was talking to my dad and I called it.
Yeah. So what's the score by the way?
It's just started. It's nothing.
Oh yeah. Just 4 seconds. Yeah, Oregon got the ball, so that's an intriguing matchup. I don't even know who we want to win. I mean, we're 6. They both Utah's 10, Oregon 12.
I think they're out of it. I just think it's
Yeah. I figure I want them both to lose.
could be like that. They could both lose. They replaying the whole TCU Baylor stuff right now.
Oh, yuck.
Okay. They ran the ball and got everybody off the field, TCU, with under 17 seconds left. And got out there. All Dave Aranda had to do was decide to substitute, and that game would have been over with.
Oh my god, that made me sick, man. Oh my god.
Man, I was sitting there. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
You've been stopping all game.
Son, like, and I'm just watching it right now. They was hooting and hollering in the field goal area. Oh my god, I was sick. Goodness gracious, man. Oh, we needed those wins, dog. Oh, we
Yeah,
needed them so bad.
but we take care of business tonight. We in a good position.
Yeah, like I said, I hated to be Tennessee because I love SEC. Tennessee been an unbelievable story, but we needed we could use this loss from them. Yeah,
Somebody had to give us a break. Throw us a bone.
yeah. Especially look like they teased us all afternoon. Yeah, so it's still 56-31 South Carolina with the ball, 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the game's over with.
yeah, 418 yards and 5 touchdowns. Oh my gosh.
I think that's the first time they said South Carolina started off a game with first 5 possessions scoring a touchdown. 2010 or something.
It's been a while. I know it's probably when Steve Spurrier was there
Yeah.
because he got that program rolling. He got that
I
program
mean,
moving.
you can't make the argument that they didn't give Muschamp enough time.
No, absolutely. Yeah, no.
And how many years was he there?
Like, what was it 4 or 5? Let me pull it. I'll pull it up
5?
for you. I want to say 5. Let me pull it up for you right now.
Because I think.
Yeah, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Spurrier's last year was when they had the flood and they had to move the LSU South Carolina game in Baton Rouge. Or was it a hurricane or something they had over there?
Yeah, I think it was a hurricane because that 2015 game, Leonard Fournette was just dog walking the whole season up until a Bama game, but it was supposed to be a South Carolina home game, but they moved it to Baton Rouge. So like, it was nice what LSU did for them. Like they redid the field and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, but it wasn't
painted the field like it was a home game.
Yeah, but it wasn't. That wasn't no true home game.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No. I didn't realize this until this afternoon, but Georgia can end up playing in Atlanta 3 times this year.
Yeah, I heard that.
They already got it down twice.
Look, season opener, dominated Oregon, SC title game. That's 2 right there. Like I said, I heard that too. Man, oh man.
I think it's gonna come down to which defense breaks first.
Yeah.
For us, I think it's gotta. Even though Texas A&M is horrible this year.
Son, if we lose next week, I would be pissed, man.
Still have to go there.
I tell people, listen, like that's a tough. College station is a tough place to play. It's a difficult place. I'm like, this ain't no. There ain't gonna be no dog walk.
No.
I'd be surprised they lose. I'm gonna say we gonna win by like 8 points. That ain't gonna be no blowout. I don't think.
I'm hoping we at least cover the spread.
Yeah. What is it right now?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't think they came out with it yet, which is surprising.
Yeah, I'm not no Vegas man, but I mean I know that means a lot for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't think it's out yet.
I don't think it's out yet, which is surprising to me because
they got it as like a 6. They got us. It was like a 6.5 spread or something.
Let's see. Because it surprises me because they came out with the LSU Georgia spread.
Yeah, so. No, my bad. Look, I'm thinking it opened up at 8. I'm not into all that, so I can't even tell you. I think it's like we'd have to wait a couple days. But anyway, for what that's worth.
Tuesday. But how you like the LSU women's basketball team? I think they had that 4th straight game.
Hey, looking pretty strong. Pretty strong. Both of them look pretty nice right now. Yeah, my dad and I was watching some of the UNO game. Yeah, they look pretty well together so far. Now, like I said, it's all ultimately going to come down to the conference play, but and it's going to have a tough, Kentucky's Kentucky. Arkansas is going to be difficult. Arkansas, Eric Musselman got it rolling over there with the recruiting class. He done unbelievable. But yeah.
Women's basketball, I think, has got the best chance they've had in years.
Yeah. Oh, I wish we had a championship.
Yeah, Men's basketball, I think, is just going to be a little while.
Hey.
As many players as they lost last year.
But yeah, you don't come to LSU to play basketball though, especially not in the men's basketball. So it's gonna be tough out.
Yeah. You come over here to play football, baseball,
track.
Right.
That's like your big three right there. So
so 3 last national champions.
Yeah. It just
golf is getting picked up.
Yep.
Picking steam.
Right. But, just like Scott Woodward he's done an incredible job. They just needed a reboot in the athletic office. Oh, it was just a disaster in the previous regime. It was a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
But he showed he could get the big guns.
He helped us out tremendously. Instead, they didn't stuck with Jimbo Fisher.
Whew.
They ain't paying. I don't care how much money they say they got. Maybe they should have saved that $30 million they spent on that number 1 recruiting class, and maybe they could afford it.
Oh my gosh! Look, people, the number 1 recruiting class of all. Listen, in college football, like in college sports at the major levels, you gotta have the coach. Recruiting is paramount. It's about the coaching. You gotta have the coach. Now, and I don't want to be very careful. Listen, you gotta have players. You gotta have some dudes on the field.
Yeah, you gotta have players, but if you can get 3 or 4 star guys,
yes,
it's the 2 and 3 star guys that you bring in that you coach up to be
bingo.
4 or 5 star guys.
And what's fascinating? Like I looked at something about Ohio State, and it was just they get a lot of 2 and 3 star guys, but they have an unbelievable development system because they don't spend a lot of money on recruiting, but now it helps. They have an iconic brand. It helps, but it's just they have an unbelievable system. Mm-hmm. So but that comes to coaching. You gotta develop them ultimately at the end of the day. So
that talent they get from high school doesn't necessarily mean it's could transfer over.
No, absolutely not. And and we could go ahead. I'm sorry.
Except if you maybe come from Texas. I mean, that's many colleges over there duking it out.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, and we could say this because we're LSU fans because we had the top end recruiting classes. We didn't have top end coaching. Les Miles and Orgeron. Charismatic guys had success. Masterful recruiters, not the best coaches in the world. Look, the GOAT top. Shut up! Look, my guy. What's up? He said coaching is the outcome of the programs. I tell people all the time, in college is about the coaches, people.
Yeah.
I mean, Coach K made what Duke is today. Is about he recruited those players. He got the culture set.
Yeah,
Coach K made Duke what it is today. Period.
And
gotta have the coaching.
Nick Saban brought Alabama back to where they were.
Yes.
It made them even better.
See, and Matt Moscona always said when elite level resources and players meet elite level coaching, that's what happens with LSU this year. You gotta have the coaching. I think pros about the players because it's like they're the multi-million-dollar investment. And they move the needle more with merchandising and stuff like that. So, but in college, it's about the coaches.
I like this whole. I didn't know how it was going to work out for Brian Kelly when he started coming up.
I was optimistic because just the track record.
It's when he started talking about academics to go along with athletics. I was a little worried at first. None of those coaches cared.
I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't.
As long as they got their grades to play football,
yes,
they didn't care.
That's all I care about.
Yeah. And he started coming over here talking about graduate and everything. Made me a little worried. I didn't know if those guys coming from that kind of dysfunction they had to start off with. Because love Edo to death, but at the very end, that was dysfunction.
Oh, that was low of low.
Yeah, that was. I didn't know rock bottom sounded like that. I'm glad it was somebody else and not me.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I realized that as I got older, because like, listen, there's no reason why LSU can't be routinely in the national championship game.
Yeah.
So it's like because they have the pedigree, have the history, you're culturally and currently relevant, and you have the resources. Get the coaching.
If we win a couple of those in-state recruits,
yes,
that go to Alabama, that go to this place or that place.
Yes,
we could be routinely. We could be like Alabama, just routinely in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I really think Brian Kelly is going to get us there.
I'm very optimistic. Like you said before, it was an ugly start, but like people were like, "Oh, this is a bad high." Listen, it's one game. It's a bad showing for a one game, but listen, he's a great, unbelievable coach. Like he's the common denominator. People say what they want, man. I'm sorry, but
we get a special teams coach, and we might be undefeated right now.
I agree.
We get a special teams coach, and we play Harold Perkins in the Tennessee game. And we brought this up when we were talking about it before the stream. How good would this LSU defense be if we didn't lose Mason Smith at the beginning of the year?
Beefed up, yes.
Yeah.
Beefed up.
We a couple of injuries away, and special teams away from being undefeated.
Right. Man, oh man.
I don't know if Mason Smith and Harold Perkins, though, for that Tennessee game, with all the mistakes we made on special teams, and how we played offensively, just from a coaching standpoint, some of those calls were not good.
Yeah. I mean, they could have only did so much. Like I said, both of us, we had them losing like by double digits, but the way they just wet the bed, like just from both.
I didn't have them botching the opening kickoff.
Yeah, I was like, this gonna be ugly. Sometimes you can just tell right away. But it's
it's sad when every time I go to those games, I'm at every home game except for tonight.
Right.
It's sad when the other team punts and we clap because we caught the punt. We're LSU. That's not something we should get excited about routinely. But this year, we're at that point.
But hey, listen, man, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. Listen, you have another official visit in a couple weeks on the 10th.
Yeah.
Can't wait to have you on, brother.
When everything clears up and we figure out where everything's coming.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Oh, it's gonna be a good show. I'm not gonna hold you up too much, brother. Look, I'm about to roll up out of here. But just but yeah, I'm gonna ask you something when we get off. But just I appreciate your time. Appreciate you guys for coming on to the show. Listen, I'm gonna post it on YouTube. Have it probably by tomorrow. But yeah, you guys have a blessed night and be well. Take it easy.